Hello everyone, this is Maki. Episode 3 of GQuuuuuuX is heating up, isn't it? I'm really curious to see where the story goes from here. Today, let's take another look at some of the more intriguing elements of episode 3. Just a heads up, there will be spoilers for episode 3. Before we get started, a quick announcement. I'm looking for people to support my channel. Join for 99 cents a month and get a name badge and some fun stamps. And if you happen to show signs of being a Newtype, I'll personally recommend you to the Newtype Research Institute. Alright, let's start the analysis. Let's start with what kind of person Shuji is. The scene where he has a mysterious conversation with Maki, a Newtype in that strange space really stood out, didn't it? Based on the way it's presented, the natural conclusion would be that Shuji is a Newtype as well. But is that really the case? One of the defining characteristics of a Newtype is the lightning light glow that appears on their forehead. Did you notice that? There isn't a single scene where Shuji's forehead shows that lightning glow. Meanwhile, during the clown battle in episode 3, Amaki's forehead lights up repeatedly. But that glow never appears on Shuji. There is a moment when Shuji appears together with the Newtype glowing an image that Maki imagines in her mind. But that's just how things are shown from Maki's perspective. Even when Shuji is attacked by a Zaku, there's no Newtype glow on his forehead. If he's someone who can interact with Newtypes but isn't a Newtype himself, what comes to mind in the Gundam series is the Cyber Newtype. These are people who have been physically, mentally, or chemically altered to artificially replicate the abilities of a Newtype. Could Shuji be a Cyber Newtype? Let's look at a few scenes that might give us some clues. The vehicle placed in the underground passage where Shuji was hiding is a key detail. It is a vehicle called Space Launch. It's used to transport people through space. It also appeared in important scenes in First Gundam, so I'm sure many fans remember it well. And importantly, the space launch is a piece of equipment used by the Earth's Federation forces. It's not a civilian vehicle, it's something officially used by the military. In the world of GQuuuuuuX, we've also seen the space launch appear during the Solomon Space Fortress scenes. So why is there a space launch here? Well, considering that it was used during the greatest war in human history, it's not too strange to think that junk or abandoned equipment might still be floating around in space. There's another clue that might help us here, the beginning pamphlet. This pamphlet contains a page explaining various universal century terms. Under the entry for Newtype, it states research is being conducted by both the Zeon and Earth's Federation size, and special mobile suits have also been developed. That's pretty intriguing wording, don't you think? So far, we've seen the Red Gundam and the GQuuuuuuX itself as mobile suits compatible with Newtype abilities. If that's the case, wouldn't it make sense to see something like Zeon developed mobile suits for Newtypes? Exactly. The fact that the text says the Earth's Federation forces also developed mobile suits for Newtypes seems to be a very deliberate choice. And in the original Universal Century story, the Earth's Federation was heavily involved in research to artificially create new types. Many Federation-created cyber new types appeared in those stories. It wouldn't be far-fetched to think that Shuji was a test subject at the Newtype Research Institute, escaped on the space launch, and went into hiding. It's not unreasonable to think this way. And there's one more element that I really want to emphasize. It's Shuji's eyes. Shuji's eyes don't have highlights. That's the little white reflective light that's often drawn inside the pupils. In Shuji's case, this light is completely absent. Cyber Newtype's attempts to artificially replicate the still mysterious abilities of Newtypes. Because the science behind Newtypes isn't fully understood, these efforts are often advanced through unethical methods that ignore bioethics and human rights. As a result, cyber Newtypes often suffer from emotional instability and other serious side effects. And remember the scene where Shuji meets Maki and Niran. He leans over and smells their hair. It's portrayed as a light-hearted and sort of envy-inducing moment, but if you interpret it as Shuji has lost his eyesight, it suddenly takes on a much darker tone. Also, in the official show hosted by the voice actors that aired earlier, they mentioned something quite curious. The fact that Shuji doesn't appear in the visuals of the ending sequence is actually a very important detail. There's no doubt about it. Shuji is hiding a big secret. The woman who appears in the preview for the next episode has the same eye condition as Shuji. What's more, she's wearing a standard Federation normal suit. If it becomes clear how she ended up piloting a mobile suit, we may get closer to solving the mystery of Shuji. What kind of secret do you think Shuji is hiding? By the way, when you watch a story and try to analyze it like this, it's easy to read a little too deeply into things. For example, the green signal that marked the beginning of the clan battle really stood out. It reminded me a lot of the signal flare used by the Zeon forces in 0083 when they launched their attacks. That was set 3 years after the end of the war, when the Zeon remnants, refusing to accept defeat, struck back at the Earth's Federation. There's a scene where they deliberately use the same kind of flare from the old days to start their counterattack. Perhaps they were trying to recreate a famous scene from 0083. But I admit that could just be my passion getting the better of me. I do wonder though what Annabelle Gata and the Guildias are up to in the world of GQuuuuuuX. It would be exciting to see some cross-Siganon characters make an appearance as well. Thanks for watching until the end. See you next time.